Welcome to the Teaching Unfiltered podcast. I'm Cindy Homburg-Smith, your teacher bestie, right here in the trenches with you, celebrating the highs and holding your hand through the lows of this wild, wonderful teaching journey. Now, if you're craving more than just survival mode, if you're ready to elevate every part of your life, both in and outside of the classroom, then you've arrived at the right spot. Finding me has not been by coincidence. You've been guided because you know there are bigger things in store for you, and today you have found like-minded teachers seeking the same bigger life. Here we dive into what truly matters: personal growth, mindset shifts, empowerment, teaching with heart, and finding the balance between your passion and your purpose. We'll explore spirituality, self-education, well-being, teacherpreneurship, side hustles, goal setting, and crafting those big, audacious teacher dreams. Whether they keep you in the classroom or propel you into something even greater outside of those four walls. This podcast is your dose of real talk, packed with simple, powerful, and practical steps to reclaim your joy, your time, and your soul. We're teachers, yes, but we are so much more than that after that lanyard comes off after the 3 p.m. bell. So if you are ready to start living life on your terms, pull up a chair around my table, grab your favorite drink, and let's dive into the unfiltered truths of teacher life together. Welcome home to Teaching Unfiltered, proudly sponsored by Lizard Learning Publishing. Now, before we dive in, I have a small favor to ask to help more teachers discover this podcast and to spread a positive message about navigating the teaching profession. Could you just take a moment to hit that subscribe button, please? It only takes a few minutes to subscribe, rate, and review this little show with a big message. Your support means the world to me, and it helps us reach more teachers who need it the most, more than ever before. A huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting teachers and myself and the Teaching Unfiltered podcast. Rightio, let's jump into today's episode. We are on to day 6. Your garage called. It wants its space back. Look at us go. We have reached day 6 of the 21-day challenge from chaos to clarity in our Back to School 2025 Teacher Challenge. Thousands and thousands of you are loving this little challenge, setting you up for the new year, getting your mindset right, and clearing up space physically and mentally, most importantly. Now, you know all that stuff where we've got hanging around in our cupboards, piled high on shelves, or jammed into drawers. It's not just clutter. It all is energy. It's got energy. And not the positive, happy teacher vibe kind. Every time we see it, we're subtly thinking about it, we're worrying about it, or we wish it wasn't there. Here's the truth. The more clutter that we see, the more it drains us. But when we clear it out, well, then we make room for the good stuff, positive, happy thoughts that actually help us feel lighter and more in control. Now, my turn to declutter. I'll admit I don't have many resource boxes anymore. Stepping out of full-time teaching saw to that, though I think there are still 1 or 2 special ones left in my big purge from last year. So if you are wondering, we are cleaning out, purging, chucking out, getting rid of 1 resource box today. But when the motivation kicks in, I bet you will hit out another 2 or 3. I'm hoping. So I did promise that I would do this challenge right alongside you. So today I tackled something I've been avoiding, and that is the freezer drawers. So my daughter Ava is sports crazy, and loves her iced cold water. But let me tell you, there's a whole operation involved in transferring those ice cube containers to the freezer. If you've got kids, you know. And let's just say a lot of that water doesn't stay in those ice cube trays. So the result is there's more frozen water at the bottom of the drawers than actual items to freeze. So tonight, as I made dinner, when I pulled out the freezer drawer to grab the frozen veggies, I just felt so good, lighter, like a huge load had been lifted off my shoulders. But it's been a job that sits there. Every single day I open those drawers and I hate it. It's messy. It's unorganized. I think, oh gosh, I've got to clean that out. And it's this mental energy that clutter takes up in our mind, which then as soon as a parent calls or you have to reply to an email or your principal has a go at you or a colleague says something, then that can just be the last straw that breaks the camel's back, because you've had all this other mental clutter going on. clear that all, and then you've got space for that email. You've got space to reply to that comment from the colleague. Everything is lighter. So, and it just makes me wonder, why don't we just clear the clutter sooner when we know how amazing it's going to feel? I just don't get it. We put ourselves through all this heartache really for nothing. Now, I'm going to be back in a short minute. After this quick ad break, I'm going to take a little sip of my water. Now, are you ready to reclaim your weekends, enjoy what you love, and create space to focus on your life? Then I will tell you how. So at Lizard Learning, we know that teaching is your passion, but we also know how overwhelming it can be. That's why we created the Daily Review Hub. It's the ultimate tool to give you a freedom first teacher lifestyle. It's currently 50% off until the February 10, 2025 at the time of this recording. So it's $156 for the annual subscription. Usually it's down to $78. I would be running, not walking. So imagine teaching literacy and numeracy to your primary and elementary school students. This is a global resource. So jump on it. If you are in the USA or the UK or New Zealand or anywhere, this is a perfect template for you to work from. You only probably need to change one, maybe two questions on a page, but we really developed it for it to be a global resource. So it only takes 30 minutes a day, and doing it in a way that meets every child's individual needs, no matter their academic level. So with the Daily Review Hub, you'll save thousands of hours a year in planning. It will give you the freedom to live your best life both in and outside of the classroom. So the Hub, it comes with done for you literacy and numeracy questions and answers for a whole school year, 40 weeks every day, all backed by the science of learning and 100% evidence-based. This is the home of the Daily Review movement. It is our life's work. It is trusted by tens of thousands of students and thousands of teachers. I've actually lost count because we sell it individually, all our books on Amazon, all the bookstores. So I've completely lost count, really, how many people and how many teachers, homeschoolers, and students this has impacted. But the best part is that it's a global teaching program. So jump on it, even if you don't live in Australia. So head over to Lizard Learning, go to the free subscription. You get a free try before you buy. I don't want anybody having anything or putting their hands in their pocket if they're not absolutely loving the work that I do and that we do here. So head to Lizard Learning and check all that out. Now, back to the episode. Now it is your turn. So this challenge is all about tackling one small thing at a time to bring calm to the classroom and maybe our coffee-fueled brains. So today we're diving into one of the scariest places to hang out, and that is the dreaded rooms where our resource boxes reside. You know, the ones stuffed with every worksheet, poster, random rubber band that you thought might come in handy one day. So today's challenge is clean a classroom resource box, or it might be a resource box that is at home if you're not at school yet. So here's how to do it. If overwhelm at the thought of this task has already set in, I'm going to step you through it, holding your hand, one little action at a time. So choose the box. Pick one box, not all 5, not all 50, not the cupboard of doom, just one manageable box. Tip it all out, and then create 3 piles: a keep, a giveaway, and a dump. So purge it all. So channel that inner Marie Kondo. If you don't know who she is, go and Google. It's Kondo, Marie, and she is like the organization queen. And yeah, this her stuff is like next level from the stuff that I'm doing here. But go over there and she will definitely get you into shipshape condition. So this is just Marie Kondo, though, with a little teacher twist. If it doesn't spark joy, that's her term. If it doesn't spark learning, that's going to be our term. And if it doesn't say, wow, I forgot that I had that moment, then you got to ditch it. So you toss the ancient photocopied handouts that look like they were printed in the 80s. Bin the 3rd set of emergency flashcards, and for heaven's sake, chuck that tangled mess of Velcro dots out of the door. Now, and organize what's left. So put the keepers back neatly-ish. Use labels if you're feeling fancy, or or just make sure it's not a close the lid and hope it stays shut situation. So why does this all matter? And I've been saying this in every single episode because, as the science of learning says, we constantly need repetition for information to move from our working memory into long-term knowledge. So it's one less thing. So clearing out just one box clears your mental load. It's one less thing to weigh on your mind when you're desperately searching for that resource 5 minutes before class starts. Plus, decluttering is oddly satisfying, just like sharpening pencils until they are perfectly pointy. So thank you for listening to the podcast. I hope those tips are helpful. And as we wrap up today's episode, I want to remind you that you don't have to navigate this teaching journey alone. And here is how I can help you further. We've talked about the daily review. It's 50% off at the moment. Go to lizardlearning.com and we will sort you out there. All the information is there. And currently it's $78 to celebrate our back to school for Aussie teachers, but it's a global resource, so any teacher globally is able to use it every single day in the classroom. It will be a game changer in your classroom. It was the program that I started way back, well before the research came out of the science of learning, and I just knew the incredible results my kids were getting. My reluctant learners, they wanted to stay in and they wanted to try and complete their 10 questions because of the structure of the routine of the program. So jump on that if you have reluctant learners, or if you want to be able to cover literacy and numeracy every day and know exactly what you taught at 3 p.m. Now, we are also coaching. I am coaching now ADHD teachers, adults from 12 and up to get organized so you control your day and the day doesn't control you. Now, just email me and we can have a chat about how we're going to work together. It is super simple. It's on the phone. It's around your teacher time. It can be at nighttime. It can be early in the morning. It can be at your lunch break. Super easy, because I want to help everyone that I know who has ADHD just simplify their life, make their life happy and joyful. Since I got mentoring and coaching for my ADHD, my life has changed, and I want to do that for you too. You can be happy, and ADHD is such a superpower to have. So head to Lizard Learning, take a browse around and see what will make your life a little bit easier. And finally, live with intention, teach with passion, inspire with purpose. And I'll see you in the next episode. Hey, if you have enjoyed my podcast so far, I please ask you to subscribe, rate and review wherever you listen. This helps us reach more listeners to inspire, motivate and empower. I encourage you to tag your friends and give the podcast a 5-star review, as this will really help this little podcast grow. If you find any value today, please take a screenshot of the episode with the comment that resonated and share on Instagram at lizard_learning. My love language are words of affirmation, so I love receiving your messages, your kind words, and to know that I'm bringing you content that will move the needle from where you are to where you wish to be in teacher life. Thank you so very much for listening.